Okay, so one of the questions that has also often been posed to me has been, do we have to, just accept anyone and everyone that comes to our churches? And the answer to that is yes. We do. We have to accept the people that come our way. This is not a small group, for example, which is common in many parts of the church where we get to select who comes and who doesn't. This is the church. And we take the people that come our way, from whatever their background is. That oftentimes means that we are meeting together with people that we might call extra grace required. They involve a little bit more energy and a little bit more patience and a little bit more prayer. Who knows? Maybe I am one of those EGR people to some people in our church. But yes, and I have found also though that oftentimes it's these people and the people that we don't maybe wouldn't usually hang out with. These are the people that oftentimes God uses to shape us and to form us. This is part of the work of sanctification in us, that when we're rubbing shoulders with people that we disagree with or from a different generation or a different background, it's there that we begin to learn and to practice the fruit of the Spirit, where we learn what it is to truly love, where we learn what it is to have joy and patience and peace with people as we work it out together with people, yes, that are different than us. Now, that all being said, these things, house churches and simple churches, whatever you want to call them, they take place in people's homes. And oftentimes, there are children that are in those homes. And so we need to be wise. And we need to take special precautions as well when it comes to that. What does that mean? Well, usually what that means for me is if someone reaches out to us through our website or calls us or something and say, hey, I want to check out your simple church. Usually what I do is I meet ahead of time with them. I say, can we go for coffee? We'd love to meet you beforehand, before you just come into our home. And something usually happens in those situations then. One, that can deter people that perhaps have different purposes or something like that. But the second thing is that it allows me an opportunity to get to know someone. And before I go to those meetings, I'm oftentimes praying, Lord, if there are things of concern that I should be aware of, would you make those things clear to me? And I can tell you, there have been a couple of times where I have gone for coffee with someone, I've met with them, and in my mind, I've had the sense that something is off here, and I'm not going to extend an invitation. Now, does that go against what I just said in the beginning part, where yes, anyone can come? I suppose it does. But there is, I guess, a little bit of a caveat to that opening statement. Yes, anyone can come. The caveat is you need to have wisdom and the ability to say, I'm not so sure about this, and I'm actually not going to open an invitation for them to come. Now, what if you're meeting with someone in your church and they become problematic and a challenge in some way? Well, this is just basic, group management, and there are times where we need to say to people in our group and take them out for coffee or have a side conversation and say, I'm concerned about this, or this bothers me when you do that. That's that leader role oftentimes, where that person takes that responsibility on to do that. But there is times where someone, for example, are dominating the conversation or dominating the event, where sometimes that person just needs a little friendly or gentle encouragement to be aware of how they're coming across or acting within the group, and what that does to the larger dynamic. And that can be a little awkward, and just be honest about that. That can be a little challenging sometimes. Some personalities have a really hard time. It seems like it's confrontational, or there's conflict involved with that. But it is the reality. Sometimes we do need to have just those hard conversations to help direct people. And my experience has been that most often those conversations are very well received, and people pick up on what you're saying to them, and you say it in a gentle and kind way, but they get it, and you'll find that they begin to change, and that actually can be used in their life as well to help grow them up and mature them up into a more capable and dynamic person. So that's, I guess, my answer to that question. Do we have to have anyone?